So guys, welcome to episode 2 of the S2000 flip car. This is a 2005 S2000 with 102,000 miles. We're going to go through it, do all the maintenance, refresh it, show you some things along the way, something that you can do to your car, and even buy our car when we're done. It's not terrible, but we can't let it roll like that. We're going to take this off and take it over to Superior and have them refinish that. I showed you the headlights in that walk around episode. I want to see if I can source some good used headlights and maybe resell these. These might be better than what somebody else has, so we can resell those, recoup a little bit of money. These bumpers, to me, always look better with a lip, but the OEM lip is discontinued a long time ago, and if you can find one, they're ridiculously priced. But I think they really need a lip. Well, this right here,
we got one.
It's not an OEM lip, but it is the popular one everybody talks about. I'm gonna see if I can work something out with the seller on these and see if he wants to do some sponsorship. Maybe we can advertise it. While the bumper's off, of course, we're going to take this off. This air horn is like a double air horn and wire. We're going to remove all that and the switch, and of course it gets in the way of the cowl right there. Somebody's drilled into the cowl. We're going to test fit the lip while the car is up in the air. That way we have a room to see around it and see what it contacts, where it fits, where it doesn't fit, and basically what is needed. So it's nice that it's a rigid lip. Hopefully we can work with this. Let's put it on first, stretch it around, and we'll see how close it is.
With some factory style push pins and some screws.
That's the extent of the hardware.
Yep.
3 clips and 4 screws.
So there's no tape anywhere. We'll have to add some tape.
No, there is a ridge for it though.
Yeah.
This is a really square look to it. All right, let's see how close we are. I mean, it's not a bad finish. You pulled across there?
Yeah, I'm on my side. You on your side?
Yeah. This can go up and down, I think.
I mean,
You lined up with the dimples on your bumper?
that's what I'm checking now. About there I am.
So this is high there.
Yeah. But, well, that's high. This looks all right. Like, that fits really good.
Yeah.
But then that's high.
How much it comes down there?
As long as we're above the this thing here.
So I have been working on these cars since they were made, and I used to just call Honda and say, hey, I need a lip. This is the color code, and next day I would have it. It would bolt on. Boom, done. Easy as can be. Now the aftermarket lips, most of them you have to spend a few hours manipulating them to get them to look even reasonable. The more time you can spend lining it up, heating it, shaving it, whatever you've got to do, the better outcome it will be. This one seems to fit pretty well, but it still needs a bit of tweaking. Let me show you what we're talking about. You see the little dimples here? This would be where the screws go for the factory lip. This has the pre-drilled holes, so if you bring this up to those holes there, it fits nice around here. But you see on this edge here, it's not terrible, but it's close there. But on the passenger side,
I think right here is a good balance. It's like right on the edge.
Put that up to where mine is, just what I was talking about. Put it up to the dimples.
Yeah, over there.
So you see this, it's
That's
overlapping
too high,
there. You
yeah.
see my finger? So that doesn't match my side. So what we're gonna do is split the difference. Basically come as low as we can. As long as you don't show that ridge, just come down a minute, show that ridge. See the ridge in the bumper?
Yeah.
It has to be above there, so it can be below this. So it's basically you got to kind of split the difference. There is the ridge on my side. We're going to go up to about there.
I think too, like while I'm holding this thing up, it seems to bring that front end down a little bit more too. So
Yeah.
because these here are kind of twisted right now. I think once it's actually anchored, I think we're gonna be good.
I say what we do is we tape it here. Let's put some marks on the red
Yeah.
where we need it, and then we can pre-drill these holes. And it's not bad. It's a little tighter on my side. We might have to shave this a little bit so it doesn't rip the rubber gasket off.
Yeah,
So
this side's not too bad.
the factory gasket we have in the store, but that will finish that edge off. That is actually surprisingly good.
Yeah.
I'll give them credit on that. Let's hold it right there. Let me get a picture, and I'm going to send it to that company and give them a pitch if they want to sponsor this lip. I paid for this lip, so see if they want to help us out. So I just drilled a hole, but that is our mark. That's how far below the dimple it is. It's about 3/8 of an inch. But what we're gonna do is put the 2 top screws in, secure the lip, and then figure out the next one. You see how beat up this bumper is. And then of course somebody's put this back and put rivets in there, and it doesn't really fit quite right. So that's something that is gonna be addressed while it's out. This is the hardware. 4 screws and 3 clips. I think to make these clips work, we need to space that lip down a little bit, because you see how low it is from the dimple, which means the lip, if we attach those, it's going to do this. So I think build in some spacers, basically some spaces this length to space the lip down. That way it's secure and it doesn't bend, it doesn't roll upwards. The lip is held on right now with the 2 top screws. So something I want to show you, that this is something we see on all of these lips. You see, looking at it straight on, you see the left side of the screen right there, you see how the lip is folded down. Now, if you put a button in there and pull it up, you're actually twisting the lip. You see how much that tab is down from the other side. You see this side is touching. This right here is down a good 3/4 of an inch. Look at it from the back side. You see that? See, that one is fitting quite nice. That one is pretty close. This one is off quite a bit. So if you just pull up on that, right, to make that fit, yeah, somebody's gonna say, why don't you just pull up and put a big clip in there and it'll hold? Let me show you what it does on the front side. So you see, pushing that up, look how much force that takes, and look what happens to the top. So a little bit tweaking here, we're gonna use a heat gun just to soften the plastic, and wherever it's under tension or wherever it's out of shape, we can heat it, apply pressure, get it to sit where we need it, and then let it cool. Once you get it where you want it and you're pretty confident, you can use a spray bottle, spray a little bit of water on it and just mist it, and then check it. This can be done multiple times. It's not memory plastic. So that's gonna hold it in position, gives us time to look around it, and then if it needs more work, we can do the same thing. Heat up the areas where you see it bending outwards. You see it's not just in one spot. Sometimes you've got to heat a larger area to get it to blend into the shape that you want. We've got a big straight section right here, but there's one particular spot where it's hanging down and it pulls that clip away. And if the clip is pulled away, once you mount that clip, it pulls the whole bumper out of alignment. Basically, the passenger side is trying to sit higher than the driver's side, which means the whole lip is crooked. And then that gap that you see across the screen right there, you see it's not even. And it makes the whole car look like it's leaning one way. You see on that left side, that's what we're trying to maintain, that gap right there. Basically the distance between the top of the lip and the bottom of the bumper. It's more noticeable now with the 2 pieces, different colors. It won't be as noticeable when it's painted, but we want it to be as close as possible. So this hole isn't too far off. This one is a full half hole off. This one is almost a full hole off. So what we're gonna do is put the lip exactly where we need it, and rather than using those pins, we're gonna use a sheet metal screw into the plastic each side. That way we can get the lip exactly where we want it, and we know it's gonna fit right. Then we can probably oval those holes or do something and then put the pins in, but the screws are gonna be what lines it up. As you see, it's pretty even all the way around there. We got rid of that wobble. Those tabs are going to work better, but they're just, if you drill those out and oval them, the pins are no longer going to be secure in the lip. One at each for right now. Screwdriver? Yeah. We're going to use sheet metal screws for right now. Once it's done, I'm thinking we'll put some aluminum behind that as a backing plate, give it a little bit more sturdiness, but those holes are too far off to use. And if we use those, it's going to pull the lip off to one side. So the few minutes tweaking it, basically warming the whole thing up and tweaking it, you see how much even gap we have now. This is what I was talking about. Right now, we're just bypassing those holes. You see how far off those holes are? So that's one of the things that I see people run into. They'll just shove the clips in wherever they line up, and then the lip gets pulled over. You see how far we off there? Half a hole. Almost an entire hole right there. So we're going to double up the screws, one on each side, then put probably an aluminum plate above that so they can screw into something. We'll do 2 screws for each tab, but that is 100% doable. It's as close to OEM as you're gonna get. That gap there, we can fix with the molding. We sell that in the store, and we sell a lot of it. It is the Honda molding tape. It's got the rubber gasket that fits in there. It's the exact one for the lip, and that fixes any of those slight gaps, which this is surprisingly good. If you're an S2000 fan, we have 2 new shirts in the store. Blue with the 25th anniversary. We have an AP1 and an AP2 with celebrating the S2000. We have it in blue, we have it in charcoal, the same thing. Fantastic print, 6 color, and these are top-notch shirts. Here we also have hoodies. Check them out in the store, lhtperformance.com. These are absolutely essential for doing this stuff. Yeah, you absolutely have to do it. You cannot use anything else.
This kind of sucks to use.
You could use a screwdriver, but this actually makes it easier. Ooh. Why am I squinting when you do that?
It's going to shoot right at your face.
Piece is going to fly off and hit me in the eye. These try and save them. Yeah. Often they break, but if you take your time.
This one's pretty stuck.
Sometimes it will come out. Just squint when you do it.
Yeah.
That's as good as safety glasses as squinting.
That would have come out much more than that.
Yeah, that one's in there, isn't it?
Yeah,
so I was going to tell you, just simply remove the clips on the bottom, like the Honda manual says. Actually, the Haynes manual used to say that too.
Yeah.
Simply remove the clip. Meanwhile, your car is rusted, and it doesn't simply come out.
Yeah, exactly. It doesn't look like there's a whole lot going on in there, but these things do get real stuck.
Yeah, they really do. They hold on. So
this isn't even the count metal in them. Some of them have metal in them.
Yeah. Heavy duty. So remove the clips on the bottom. You're gonna have, if it has a lip, some of these will actually be through the lip too. So many times, I keep getting out of frame. So many times somebody else has worked on your car, and you'll probably find out it's just got a handful of zip ties here and no clips. Once you get the clips off the bottom, we'll go down, we'll show you how to remove the bumper from the top. Pretty simple. One of the easiest bumpers to remove, especially if you've ever done a Civic Type R that has about 370 clips. They typically get stuck down. We do sell this seal in the store if yours is beat up. This one isn't bad, but we might just put a brand new one in there. Now you can see there is the bolt that you're going to remove. This is what I've talked about in the walk around video. You see the VIN number is here. There's no reason to paint all the way up here. It is kind of deceiving a little bit, but if you do want to have that VIN number showing, you can paint up to here and mask it and leave that alone. Paint this. Of course, we're going to disclose to you, hey, we painted this bumper. I'm guessing if you watch the video, you know that. But we're going to leave that just because it's nice to have that VIN number. You can see now it's down, actually, how good that lip looks. So a little bit of tweaking, a little bit of heating, a little bit of basically taking your time to see where it contacts, where it's twisted, where it's bent. Look how much better that looks. That changes the car. It really does make a big difference in these cars. Removing the bumper, I did a video on this several years ago showing you a tip. So there is clips on here. So many people get this bumper skin and start yanking like this. Well, there is clips in here. I would usually use WD-40, and what that does, it just adds a little bit of lubricant around that friction surface, and it allows it to skip off. I don't have any WD-40, it ran out, so I'm gonna put a little bit of grease in there. If you would just pull down on that a little bit, George, so I can film at the same time. Basically, we're gonna give it a couple of squeezes in there.
Well, that one is the screw. You gotta go down and around that one.
Yeah.
Which we're down and around that one. And then you gotta lift up on that one. There it is.
So you see this right here? This is what we're trying to get around, where it sits tight in there.
So now that you see it, if you imagine it, the screw goes through here. So this one, you've got to push the bumper down and around it. And then this one, once you're that one out, you got to pull this one up and out.
You see the tab right there? That is going through that hole. That's where your screw goes in, and that tab goes through this hole. So that's the piece that we're pushing down. Anyway, now that's loose. This one should come right off. You want to grab your side? Yep. All right, so we'll put that aside. We need to take this grill out, the black part. I think we'll take it over to Superior. There's one there. This one is missing. These are a tab that holds out. You see that? That one is missing. That one has popped off. So I think we'll order a couple of more of those because that one will probably break off. And then this, we can re-rivet this, but just do a nicer job than what they did. See the rivet high right there. We'll fix that, paint the rivet black, make it look a lot better, make sure you keep this. The whole reason for this is for that 5 mile an hour crash. As you hit this is touching the skin of the bumper. The idea is there was some kind of law that 5 mile an hour crash can't cost more than a certain amount of money to fix. You need this, that allows that bumper to contact the bumper beam. If this isn't there, it'll cave in the bumper, so save that. I mean, this is a heck of a bracket. I thought it was 2 horns. There's the factory horn there, then this air horn with the wiring. But look at that whacking great bracket.
I'm gonna pull this whole thing down because the bolts are on the back side of it, and then we'll look at it all together.
Oh yeah, the bolts are on the other side of that. It's actually a clever piece, the bolts are on there, and then the guy that welded this,
He got some practice.
he definitely did some practice, and he goes, that big piece of thick metal to that thin metal, that's a pain, but I'm gonna give it a shot. So this is the beam we're gonna remove, and that will take that thing out in one go. That's the backside. What is that? Looks like a speaker grill of some kind.
This was something else
Yeah.
before it became this. That's for sure.
This is a big whacking great piece somebody made and then said,
Yeah, you get little dye marks on it.
that's a complicated thing
Someone spent some time on that.
to hold that. Interesting.
That's heavy too.
So-
I mean, it's aluminum, but it's solid.
That's a big chunk. So we're going to remove that completely and carefully install that in the trash can tomorrow. That will be part of the LHT Olympics. So there was a ground that George took off. This is that power wire that loops. It does the hook.
Everywhere.
Yeah, it's all over the place. It goes in and out and around. It goes through there, look. So I don't think there is any juice going to it because it was hooked to that button.
Not until you hit the button.
Yeah, so I think we can just safely cut that, and wherever it goes, just pull it out. Yeah, that is a lot of stuff.
Someone handmade that to hold that horn on.
Hand tapped.
Yeah.
See, the threads are all slightly wobbly.
I mean, how the sanding is in it. And
Yeah. Then there is a hidden bolt, which is usually the one that nobody puts back in. It's under there. I'll get a light here in a second to show you. Then there is the lights, 2 bolts from up top, and then you're going to get to the wiring in the back. Show you on this side. You see right there, that's the hidden one. Goes under the light. You see direction right here? There's one on both sides, obviously. That's the one we see so many times doesn't get put back in because it's a bit tricky to get to. Shattered, look, you see it? Again, it's just age, fatigue on the plastic. It just starts to look really distorted. But like I say, we'll clean these up, make them look decent. It will be better than what somebody else has. Maybe we can repurpose them, help offset the expense of replacing it for our car. So there you go, they're the plugs that you're gonna have to remove. Just take the whole bulb out, might be easier. They will sometimes get seized in there. When you're buying new lights, so there's a few parts to this light. This behind this cover, you have the bulb and the igniter. And then this here is the ballast. You want to make sure that you get all of those parts off your lights before you get rid of them. Then the high beam bulb, that was the signal bulb, and that is the parking light right there. Make sure you save all those parts for your next lights. Where did that go?
That went here into the fuse box.
Okay, so it was live all the time. It didn't go to
Yeah, exactly.
switch power at all.
You hit the button, the cab, you're getting horn.
So it looks like Allen, and then the rest of this is just threaded through here. This was the other part right here that went through the cowl, which is kind of a shame. The whole reason we're replacing the cowl is because the wire daisy chain through there. So let's see, at least it goes through a grommet right there. I don't think I've seen a flat screw in years.
I'm assuming you didn't take a flat screwdriver with you.
I did, but I went under there first with a Phillips. But I'm like, I've never seen a flat screw since, I don't know. Except my dad still has a box full of flat screws that were like wood screws. Kind of nostalgic. There we go, look at that. Flat screw. There's some more stuff removed out the car. That can go with the LHT Olympics too. Look at that one, actually has a horn on it. The angle that it was at, we couldn't see it. It's actually one of those real old school horns. How do I know this is mine?
We just got our first Starbucks card back in.
That was literally DEFCON 3.
Ready?
$20. $20? Now we got just some of the junk taken off. That cowl is going to have to come off. I've got a new one coming. I'll show you that later. We're going to get that replaced, refinish it, show you what goes on with that, how we can make it look nice. This, we're going to pressure wash the engine, make it look nice. Like I mentioned, clutch, fluids. Anyway, let's keep rolling. You'll see as we go. These are still intact, but it's been riveted. And not a very good job riveted. So I think we're going to replace that. It is separate from Honda. You can buy that still. And again, it makes a big difference when the bumper is all nicely painted to put a brand new grille on there. Definitely looks fresh. The more work you do before taking it to the body shop is going to save your bill a little bit. Of course, the H comes off. We're going to clean this and make it look decent. I think we'll unbolt these so that when they paint it, this doesn't get paint on there. This mask off afterwards makes a big difference when you're looking through the headlight here. If this is red, it kind of shines through the headlight and it looks like it's overspray, even though it's not. This shouldn't be painted. So if the body shop paints this, no problem. We will mask this up and paint that flat black. So we'll take that to Superior tomorrow. These here is a pro tip. The body shop will probably do this anyway, but paint these separate. Don't paint over it. These clip in there. Paint those separate. It looks much nicer when you put them back in. Matching the paint is usually the tricky part, so what Superior always asks me to do is to remove the gas door, and that way they can kind of use it to tweak the paint. So they do it in a few different ways. I think they take pictures of it with a camera and it comes up with a pretty close color match, and then they spray samples to get it close. But as you see, it's kind of hard to get the light right. Of course, I just washed this bumper because I had white lithium grease on it, and if I take that over there, he will throw me out the building if I bring something in with grease or oil on it. So that is the color. It's obviously a different contour because of the water on there and the angle, but I'll take that to him and say paint that to match that. They're gonna prep this. I did give it a quick wash just to make sure I got all that grease off it and that grime behind there. I did tape off the VIN. Even though it's getting repainted, it is the original bumper, so I want to keep that VIN tag, but I am telling you, it's getting paint work. Like I mentioned, that's the only damage I see on the bumper, that and the grille is missing. We've ordered a new grille from Honda. It has that little chunk there, which I'm hoping they can do something with that. I did put the little clips right here. These are the bumper tabs that would cover up the license plate. And right here, I put our color code and the year, make of the car. Red is a tough color to match. They always want to do the bumper and blend it into the car, but I don't want any more paint work on the car, and I just want to get the color as close as possible. Here is the lip. That is going to take a little bit of prep because they have to basically prep that lip to accept paint, and then they use, I think, a light gray primer to basically build the color up here, so then the red will match correctly. We'll show you this when it's done. This is kind of an expensive thing, but I think it's worth it. You can see right there, the scraping on the bumper and the chips, it just makes a big difference when the car is done to have a nice fresh painted bumper.
And I'll put it in a box in case the next owner wants it.
Oh, look at that. George says he's going to put it in a box. I say I might just drop kick it into the track. I believe this is the best place for it.
Yes.
Ready? Oh. You know it leaves, you know it just ain't going to make it.
You broke the horn. I can't even see what I'm throwing at right
No, we got a tailwind too, it's throwing you off.
That one?
I missed, so I get to throw my horn again. I should have done hit my truck. Ooh. That still went way over.
now. Hunk of wire.
You'll try that.
I thought you were going to try. You just worked on that for
You do the hunk of wire, she does a little bit of
I'll
wire.
do the little tiny one.
So far, George is like 0 for...
Oh!
Actually,
that was
he's
right
he's
in
1
the
for 2.
box. That was
Go ahead,
awesome.
Esther. Make it quick.
Okay, I'm going to do it.
Make
I'm
quick.
gonna do it.
Film's rolling.
It's going to go in. Yes!
I'm going to put that on the air compressor to see how...
Watch your head!
What'd you go back there for?
No.
Nobody goes behind the dumpster, Esther.
And I'm wearing flip-flops.
Yeah, well, that's not an approved... Oh, you see? That's
I got
why
the
we don't wear
Florida
flip-flops.
The sand spurs all over me.
That's why we don't wear flip-flops.
This is a free channel.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's a separate channel. This is going on my Only Feet channel.
No, don't you do that.
Only Feet.
Only feet.
Probably do better than the regular channel.
Out of here.
Oh, sorry. All right, throw the button in, Esther. Let's get it going. We're trying to fix up this S2000, not look at you and your feet.
They
You've never
hurt.
seen these things. Hold on, keep it still while I
Oh,
focus.
gosh. Okay, ready? Here we go.
And start the drum roll. That wasn't even close.
Under the dumpster now.
Yes.
Did I do it?
Yeah. Actually, talking of which, I should put some food out for Limpy. All right, guys, tune in tomorrow for part 3. We're going to do more on the LHT flip car, share a few more tips and tricks with you. If you like the series, don't forget, hit the subscribe, hit the share, hit the like, and we'll see you tomorrow.